What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am back to do my Backlash 2017 prediction. Now, of course, Backlash is this Sunday, live on the WWE Network from the Allstate Arena in suburban Chicago. It's Chi-Town. The two shows in Chicago this week are going to be lit, no doubt. Of course, this is the first SmackDown pay-per-view after WrestleMania, and of course after the Superstar Shakeup, which, again, coming from me, SmackDown won the Superstar Shakeup, no doubt. With the talent they got, they won. No arguments, no debate. Now, of course, my finishing up at my last pay-per-view, of course, Payback, we had our first losing record of the year, which we went 3-4. So our overall record through Payback is 21-12-1. So I am damn sure looking for some payback after going 3-4, because that was it was a good pay-per-view, but I wish I had a better record finishing up other than a 3-4 record. So, damn sure this is a room for improvement video for sure to get back on the winning track in WWE pay-per-views. Now, of course, I do want to thank everybody who and of course, now updates. Of course, I do want to thank everybody who has been watching my videos in the month of May. Of course, my NBA playoffs conference final predictions, East and West conference final predictions are up. If you've not checked them out, definitely check them out. I'll have them at the end of the video. And of course, my Stanley Cup conference finals are up as well. So if you're hockey fans like myself, definitely check that out. And I'll have that at the end of the description, because of course, Golden State and San Antonio are playing tonight, and of course, Nashville and Anaheim are playing tonight. So other than that, I think that's all I gotta say on the updates. So let's get this started. I mean, we have one pre-show match, of course. Again, I'll just make this pick quick. I'm taking Ty Dillinger to beat Aiden English, but we got a full card. So let's get right into these picks. Of course, these are not in order. I'm just going by what I see. Now, of course, I'm going to start off with the first match, which was just announced tonight. Of course, it is Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf, against Sami Zayn. Now, of course, this thing has been building since the episode of Talking Smack, with, of course, Sami Zayn once again running his mouth when the guy he did the same thing with Samoa Joe on Raw, and then he got his ass kicked on Talking Smack. And of course, Baron Corbin pushed the referee, and of course Shane McMahon suspended him for a week. So I guess Shane McMahon cares more about the refs than Sami getting his ass kicked. So of course, and then when Corbin came back last week, Sami Zayn attacked him. Then of course tonight the match made official, and then Corbin attacked Sami at the interview thing. So this has been building up. So of course I'm going to start off with Baron Corbin. Of course, Baron Corbin, Lone Wolf, Born Corbin, if you guys hair, and the guy who definitely needs hair, unlike some people. I mean, he has been getting somewhat better. I mean, put it like this. He is the equivalent of Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor, but Punishment Martinez is a little bit more talented than Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is not too bad. I mean, he's not bad. And coming from me, I think he's going to win a certain briefcase, if you know what I mean, at the next SmackDown pay-per-view. Now, then you have Sami Zayn, who, of course, was one of the acquisitions from Raw to SmackDown in the Superstar Shakeup. Of course, everybody's been waiting for him to come to SmackDown, and what has he done? He loses he gets pinned by AJ Styles, and then he loses to Jinder Mahal, and then he gets his ass kicked every week by Corbin. And then the one thing I'm getting really tired of Sami doing is just the over-analyzing everything. Oh my God, like, you know how there's that gif of Kurt Angle when Sami's talking, is like, just shut up and just stop talking and fight. I mean, Sami is just doing what he was doing on Raw on SmackDown, and it's annoying. I mean, so coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to take Baron Corbin to win this matchup, because he needs some momentum going into Money in the Bank at the next SmackDown pay-per-view, which I think he could be winning a certain briefcase. So coming from me, I am taking Baron Corbin to beat Sami Zayn. And now the next matchup, a 6-women tag team match. Of course, it is the team of the two-time SmackDown Women's Champion Naomi, of course, Becky Lynch, and the former SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch, and of course the biggest acquisition for the women's division on SmackDown Live, of course, from Monday Night Raw. Of course, I'm talking about the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair. Now, of course, their opponents, of course, are known as the welcoming committee, or I like to call the New Women Order. Of course, that is consisting of Natalya, Carmella, and Chin Shady himself, James Ellsworth, and of course, Tamina, Snuka, of course. Now, this match I really don't give a shit about, because I honestly would rather have, I don't know, Becky and Charlotte tag teaming against, and then having Naomi defend SmackDown Women's title at Backlash against one of those members, but we're going to have this 6-man tag. Now, coming from me, out of Naomi, Becky, and Charlotte doesn't seem like she's a team player, because she has never been a team player. She's all about winning titles and making Charlotte Flair the queen, of course. I mean, it's not. It's like I know they're trying to turn her babyface, but she still acts like a heel. Like, you know, oh, that title's gonna be mine because I'm the queen. I get that, but that's what I'm not feeling that Naomi, Becky, Charlotte team, because Charlotte, like, you have the faces when the Naomi and Becky, and then you have Charlotte, like, tipping the scales at even. Like, she's not a heel, she's not a face, but the fans love her. And then you have the welcoming committee with 3 chicks who really haven't done really anything. Natalya hasn't been relevant in 10 years. Tamina has been injured. Carmella has been there. I mean, she was in the finals of that 6-pack challenge last year for the inaugural SmackDown Women's Championship. But what has she done other than added the Chin Shady himself, Ellsworth? She really hasn't done anything. And honestly, out of these 6 women, only one of them has talent, and some amazing talent, and that's Charlotte Flair. I mean, no offense to Naomi, no offense to Becky, no offense to Tamina, no offense to Carmella, no offense to Natalya, but Charlotte, out of all of them, is the measuring stick on SmackDown. Charlotte Flair is going to win that SmackDown Women's Championship, hopefully at Money in the Bank, because Naomi, Feel the Glow stuff, I mean, it's okay, but Charlotte is the top chick on SmackDown, no doubt about it. So coming from me, this matchup, again, if I lose, if I win, okay. I'm gonna go with the welcoming committee. I'm gonna go with Tamina, Carmella, and Natalya just for the hell of it. Again, if Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky win, okay, I'll take that L. But coming from me, I'm gonna take Tamina, Carmella with Ellsworth, and Natalya to beat Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky in this 6-woman tag team match. And now the next matchup, of course, it is Dolph Ziggler, the show-off in his dreams, versus, of course, the main roster debut of SmackDown's biggest talents. Of course, I am talking about Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, of course, with Dolph Ziggler talking about all these new guys are taking away my spot, liver spot, dog spot, and all that spots. Like, you know, Mr. Even if you're a heel, you're still gonna suck. Nobody's gonna like you as a heel. Nobody's gonna like you as a face. And of course, he's picking a fight with Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, of course, Shinsuke was one of the biggest acquisitions from the Superstar Shakeup from NXT, the former 2-time NXT champion. Of course, having Shinsuke on SmackDown and AJ Styles on SmackDown just completely destroyed Raw roster-wise, because when you have Shinsuke and AJ on the same show and Kevin Owens and all that, done. Over. But of course, this is Shinsuke's first main roster debut for SmackDown. So, I mean, he's on the poster. I mean, he is the artist formerly known as Shinsuke Nakamura, but he's Shinsuke Nakamura. No artist stuff. So coming from me in this matchup, this is going to be a fantastic matchup where we think Ziggler's gonna have his spots, and he's definitely gonna make Shinsuke look good, because that's what Dolph Ziggler is now. He's a jobber. He's a true jobber himself. So coming from me, I am taking Shinsuke Nakamura to beat Dolph Ziggler in this matchup. And now the next matchup for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Of course, it is the champions, of course, the Usos versus the number 1 contenders, of course, Tyler Breeze and Fandango, of course, Breezango, or I like to call him Febreze. Now, of course, Febreze won a Beat the Clock tag team matches to get here. Of course, they've been doing these little fashion file stuff each week, and they've been pretty hilarious because, like, they do like a spoof of Law and Order, like, and I do like Law and Order, and I do like SVU. It has that feel to it. Of course, they're making fun of every other person's fashion stuff or fashion faux pas, and of course, you know, the uggos, if you will. And they definitely deserve this. Of course, this is the land of opportunity on SmackDown Live. They got the opportunity and they're seizing it. Of course, at last year's Backlash, Slater and Rhino made their impact of being the first ever SmackDown Tag Team Championship. So it could happen. And then you have the Usos, who did regain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, of course, away from American Alpha. And wow, they just buried American Alpha 6 feet deep. But the Usos have been the best heel tag team I've seen. Out of all the tag teams on SmackDown, with of course the New Day coming from Raw to SmackDown, the best heel team are the Usos. The Usos are the best tag team on SmackDown. No offense to any of those teams, but Usos have been the most. Their heel look is good. I mean, they're awesome, and they should be treasured. God damn it, they should be treasured. So coming from me, again, Fabrice has a great chance, but I don't see it happening here. They'll get more chances, that is for sure. So coming from me, I am taking the Usos to retain their SmackDown Tag Team Championships over Fabrice. And now the next matchup for the United States title. Now, coming from me, this should be the main event. But again, I'm not booking this show. But of course, it is the new face of America, of course, the now two-time United States champion, of course. It's Kevin Owens versus, of course, the #1 contender and the house, and as the face that runs this place on SmackDown Live. Of course, I'm talking about the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Of course, Kevin Owens regained the United States titles 2 weeks ago after viciously beating Chris Jericho. After losing at Payback, he regained it 2 weeks later. Took Jericho out of the WWE. Of course, he's going to be doing his musical stuff, so best of luck, Chris. And of course, he taken over his highlight reel tonight, of course, calling it the Kevin Owens highlight reel, and of course, calling himself the new face of America. Now, again, at my Payback predictions, I did have some hesitance on this whole Kevin Owens new face of America thing. He's not being American. He's rubbing it in your face. And again, my friend Mitch, I kept worrying that this was going to be like the Rusev stuff. But again, my friend Mitchell, who I do watch pay-per-views with, of course, one third of the Glorious Four, featuring myself, Mitchell Seagal, Austin Weiner, of course, Jonathan Kincaid. He told me it's Kevin Owens. He can make it better because it's Kevin. He's a lot better than Rusev. That's what he's going to make that new face of America great. So again, I'm seeing that now because of course because I was very hesitant. That is for sure. I was very hesitant with this, but I do like it now because he can make you hate him so bad, and he's so damn good. And it's Kevin Owens. Then you have AJ Styles, who of course won a triple threat #1 contenders match to beat here. He beat Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin to get here. Of course, this is AJ last year at Backlash won the WWE title from Dean Ambrose, which again, I wish he was still the WWE champion now, but again, there were changes, of course. But AJ Styles against Kevin Owens. Tell me that should not, if anybody thinks this is not main eventing, and it should main event, but it's not, I mean, this match is a 5-star classic. This is going to be a fantastic match. I mean, they have fought in the Indies before, but this is the first time they're facing each other on pay-per-view, and it's for a title. And I mean, this is maybe the hardest pick because we got two of my favorites. I love Kevin Owens, and I love AJ Styles. So this one's a tough pick. This is going to be a fantastic match. Bar none, this is going to be a fantastic match. This is going to be good. So coming from me, oh man, I'm going to take Kevin Owens to retain the United States title. Now why? Because why would they take the title off him after he won it 2 weeks ago? This is not the SmackDown, this is not the Raw Women's title. They're not going to hot potato it. This is the United States title. And I can see Kevin Owens finding any way he can to retain this United States title, because he still wants to be the new face of America. He wants to be United States champion. He wants to rub it in every American's face, which I like because it's Kevin Owens. So coming from me, again, I don't pick against AJ often. I'm going to take Kevin Owens to beat AJ Styles and retain his United States of America championship. And now the main event for the coveted WWE Championship. Of course, the champion, the legend killer himself, Randy Orton, against his #1 contender and the Maharaja. Of course, I'm talking about Jinder Mahal. Now, of course, Jinder Mahal won a six-pack challenge to become the #1 contender, and almost everybody did not see that coming. I didn't see it coming. I know my friend Mitchell definitely saw it coming, so props to my man Mitchell Seagull for getting that one right for sure, because I had no clue he was going to win. Of course, he is the #1 contender. Of course, he has the the Singh brothers, of course, featured formerly the Bollywood boys, in his corner, so that's definitely a advantage for Jinder. Now, of course, with Jinder, this run, I mean, again, for some reason, this run just feels like they're just trying to get, this run for Jinder Mahal just feels like WWE is trying to get people from India to be watching the product, because of course Jinder is from India, and you can see when he talks, he sometimes speaks in Punjab, which is Indian language, of course. But it just seems like they're pushing Jinder to the WWE title match. They want to have people in India watching the WWE, because I've heard the Indian numbers are low, so they want somebody from India to get that push. And who's the only Punjab wrestler in the WWE now, other than the Great Khali, that's not there, is Jinder Mahal. Again, Jinder Mahal definitely deserves this shot. I mean, he did win, and he has beaten Orton. He beat Orton last week in that 6-man tag. So Mahal definitely deserves this shot for sure. And of course, he's trying to win it for the Maharaja. Then you have Randy Orton, who of course is the WWE champion. He did not defend the title at Payback because of course Jinder stole the title, so that match had no point of being for the WWE title. Now, of course, Bray Wyatt won that match, but now coming from me I do like Randy Orton. I've seen all of his runs, seen his run as IC champ, WWE champ, world champ. I feel like this run has just been so boring. I'm not interested in his run. I mean, again, I'm gonna still continue to say AJ Styles should have never, and I'm gonna repeat again, he should have never lost the WWE title at the Royal Rumble this year. I mean, biggest mistake. And I mean, the WWE Championship is just looking so not interesting anymore. Hell, the United States title is more interesting than the WWE title right now. Of course, now the biggest question is, do I think Jinder Mahal has a chance? Now, some people would be doing this if I said Jinder Mahal could win the WWE title. That's most of the people who would say that. Now, coming from me, when it comes to, I've been watching WWE for a long time. Now, I can say anything can and will happen. And of course, with the WWE title on the line, we have seen it before, people. We've seen Vince McMahon win the WWE title. We've seen Mankind win the WWE title at 99 against The Rock. We've seen Sheamus beat John Cena in that tables match in 2009. We've seen even James Ellsworth beat AJ Styles 3 times. I don't even want to remember that stuff because that was great. But the fact is, anything can and will happen in the WWE, and especially with the WWE title on the line. So, do I think Jinder Mahal has a chance? Yes, he does have a chance. Now, do I think he can win? No, because I think Orton, it would be, put it like this. If Jinder wins the title, it would be the biggest upset in WWE history. You can take off Maven eliminating The Undertaker. You can have Jeff Hardy beating Triple H in 2001. You can take a lot of big time upsets in WWE. That would be the biggest upset in wrestling history. And of course, with this whole land of opportunity on SmackDown Live, it could happen. We could have a 16 seed beat a number 1 seed. You can have Jinder Mahal, a 16 seed, beat a number 1 seed Randy Orton, and it can happen. But Orton has been the dominant champion. I mean, again, if he loses, then the title is not interesting. I hate to say the WWE title is not interesting with Randy Orton as champion, and I hate to say I'm looking for a change, but coming from me, I'm going to go with Randy Orton to retain the WWE title here. Again, I would definitely want to see Jinder Mahal back here, like in this spot. I bet you he'll be in the Money in the Bank. If he doesn't win, he'll be in the Money in the Bank ladder match for sure. So coming from me, I'm taking Randy Orton to stop the Maharaja and hinder Jinder Mahal and retain his WWE Championship. And those are my Backlash predictions. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy my predictions. Comment below, who do you have winning this match? Do you have Jinder Mahal winning the title? Let me know in the comments below. Do you have AJ? Who do you have winning the United States title match? Of course, do you see Randy Orton retaining? Comment below. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, hitting that thumbs up, and of course, replying right back to you, because comments are always, always, always welcome on this channel. Now, of course, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this evening. And of course, before you go, you can never forget to do this on this channel. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. And of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We're at 134 subscribers strong. Keep it up, guys. And of course, make this subscribe and become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you tomorrow night for my NXT TakeOver Chicago predictions. Later days and peace.